Hey guys, welcome to Gamer Update. My name is Henry, aka Spartan2, and here we take a look at cool stuff in anything that's gamer related. As a streamer, I do talk to a lot of gamers, and there seems to be a bit of a drought in games to play, and so I took a look in my game library to see if there's anything I could recommend, and I did find a couple of really good games that have a lot of content and that right now are on sale, so you'll get them at a fantastic price. First, however, I want to take a look at a new game that's being released this week, and it's Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, so let's get it. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a standalone adventure releasing on June 11th for PS5. The story of the game follows Ratchet, who is trying to find Clank as they got separated, and in this quest, Ratchet finds a new Lombax called Rivet. They both traverse through different worlds in multiple realities to eventually try and stop their arch enemy, Dr. Nefarious. The game has had some overhaul, and they've really revamped the movement system so that you're able to explore more by combining different types of movements such as grappling, running on walls, jumping around, etc. They've also really taken good use of PS5's capabilities with haptic feedback to make a more immersive shooter. They've added vehicles, new enemies, photo mode, and a whole lot more. Also, Rivet is a new playable character, which is going to be super cool, and I'm excited to see how this game develops and what it looks like. Go check it out, guys. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an action role-playing game developed by Ubisoft. The story takes place in Greece during the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. This is, however, a fictional story, not a factual one. Players can control either a male or a female mercenary who fights on both sides of the conflict as they attempt to find their family. And in this game, Ubisoft has taken more emphasis on the role-playing elements than in previous games in the series. The game contains more dialogue options, branching quests, and multiple endings. The cities really come alive, and the landscape is just absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend this. This is one of the other Ubisoft games that I would recommend, which is in the Assassin's Creed series, which is Black Flag. There's so much content in this game. Go check it out. Total War Warhammer 2 is a turn-based strategy game developed by Creative Assembly. The game is set in Games Workshop's Warhammer Fantasy fictional universe. In the campaign, players move armies around the map and manage settlements in a turn-based manner. So players engage in diplomacy with others, fight against AI-controlled factions, and when the armies actually meet, you can fight the battle in real time with huge armies, and it's absolutely incredible. The game also has custom battles where you can just fight against other players or AI or however you wish, and you can skip the sort of building phase, etc., and just have the fights with custom armies, and it's super cool. You'll have thousands of units fighting against one another, and the animations are super cool, and how the units move around and their different abilities and their strengths and weaknesses are really cool to check out. There is a lot of content in this game. You can sit for hours trying to figure out how to move through a map because the map is absolutely crazy big, and so I highly suggest to check this out if you're into strategy games. Next up is Dying Light. It is a zombie survival game where you play as Kyle Crane, an undercover operative sent into a quarantine zone to find a missing military officer. Everything goes to hell in a handbasket right off the bat, and after that you just try and survive by using parkour skills to run on rooftops to escape different zombies. At day, they're very slow and sluggish, and at night, that's when they come alive and they'll start hunting you. You hack and slash your way through everything, and there's just so much to do in this game, and it's really fun and really different from any other zombie game that's out there, so please go check it out. Frostpunk is a city-building survival game developed and published by 11-bit studios. Players take on a role of a leader in an alternate history in the late 19th century. In this game, you must maintain a city during a worldwide volcanic winter. So you must manage resources, making choices on how to survive, exploring the area outside of the city for survivors, resources, or other useful items. The game features several scenarios to undertake, and each has their own stories and different challenges. This game is beautiful, and it is one of the most difficult strategy games that I have ever played. I highly recommend this game. It's a bit of pick your poison throughout the entire game, but it's very interesting and it gives a completely different take on strategy games. So go check it out. It is free right now. Last but not least, I've saved probably my favorite game of all time, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Along with its two previous games, they are based on the fantasy novels of Andrzej Sapkowski, and they take place in a fictional fantasy open world based on Slavonic mythology. You play in a third-person perspective as Geralt of Rivia, a witcher who is a monster slayer hitman, and you're searching for your adopted daughter who is missing and is on the run from the Wild Hunt. Using weapons and magic, you fight against an ever-changing world. You interact with characters, complete quests to acquire experience, points, and gold, which are then used to increase your abilities and to purchase new equipment. The game's story has different endings, and the choices you make will alter the world as you play through it. I can't recommend this game enough. Everything from the world that you traverse through to the enemies that you fight, the game is incredibly detailed. The combat system is super fluid and interesting. You have to prepare for each fight by making poisons, create bombs, and it is super cool and super fun. All the enemies are different from one another, and it is very fun to follow the character arcs because the dialogue is so deep, and I just highly recommend this game. The exploration is crazy and the game is super huge. I've probably spent at least 100 hours in this game, and there's still more to do, so please go check it out. The links to these games are in the description below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see in the next episode. Until next Monday, stay up. Peace.